Now the Holy Quran uses principles to explain things to people. And it offers its knowledge in a way that it is understood by all. It is not a book only for the philosophers, or it is not a book only for a scientist, or it is not a book only for a very highly intellectual person. It is a book for all mankind. We believe that it was revealed by the creator of the heavens and the earth, and it is easily readable and understandable by all. And the way that it presents its knowledge is based on something which is common to all human beings across the world. And that is common sense. Something that is common to all human beings. And the way that it describes these phenomena in a very beautiful way, using simply common sense. Nothing sophisticated, no technical jargon, just common sense to help you understand the great mysteries of this universe. Every single human being agrees on certain things. For example, that you don't get something out of nothing. For example, if I'm sitting in a desert and I don't expect a camel to pop up out of nowhere. We don't expect to see something out of nothing. This is common sense. Again, something else which is also common sense is that the absence of light will give you darkness. If the lights are gone, it will be dark. This is also common sense. Everybody believes this. Similarly, we can also say that the shortest distance between any 2 points is not a curved line, it is a straight line. This is also common sense. So there are things which all human beings agree on. However, there are many things that we don't agree on. For example, ethics and morality. I might look at ethics one way and another person might look at it a different way. So there is something which we can differ on. But for a society to say that a religion is backward because it does not follow our opinion is something which is ludicrous. Because we have to find out what is your opinion based on. Common sense, yes, we can all agree, but practices of morals and ethics, that is something debatable. People who criticize Islam, they criticize it never on the basis of its foundations or its fundamentals, but on the concept of ethics and morality. Why do you guys grow a beard? Why do you cover yourself up? These are the questions. Never do they criticize Islam on the foundations of Islam, the oneness of one God, and so on and so forth. Because they understand that the fundamentals of this religion are very deeply rooted in common sense. And you cannot even touch them. All the other religions, when the Quran talks about different ideas, it shakes the very foundations of all of these religions. And you realize that they are all based on false beliefs, false ideologies, which do not appeal to common sense. Their priests and rabbis and monks have a very hard time trying to explain or justify via common sense or science or logic that this thing is in fact true. They say you are either a man of the church or you are a man of science, because the two cannot go together. Islam, however, says that you can be a man of the church and a man of science and be brilliant at both, because there is nothing contradictory between the two. So in our talk today, we will try to first of all use the methodology of the Quran, try to explain the existence of God based on common sense, and talk about 3 areas how we can prove that there is in fact a creator of the heavens and the earth. First, we'll try to look at it logically and philosophically. Then we'll try to take a look at it scientifically. And then we'll try to take a look at it religiously. What do other scriptures have to say and what do we have to say? Now, looking at it from a logical or a philosophical point of view, the Quran poses a series of rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is one that does not necessarily expect an answer, but it puts forward the question for you to think about. Think about it in your own time and space, ponder over it, and perhaps you will come to the right answer. So the Quran often asks, look around you. Did all of this come from nothing? It's a rhetorical question. Do you think all of this came out of nothing? That there is no creator for all of this? And we know that it is not possible to get order out of chaos. You cannot get a system, a full-fledged working system out of chaos. It's not possible. And human experience tells us that when we see something adhering to laws, whenever we see something adhering to laws, that the laws have been given to it. Things don't automatically follow a law. If you find something following a law, the laws have been given to it. Some of the greatest philosophers, Plato and Aristotle, agreed to the belief of a God. They too, using their brilliant minds, came to the conclusion that there is a God. There is a God. Plato said, for example, that design indicates a designer. Wherever you see a design, it means there is a designer. An example, a mobile phone, for example, is made up of plastic, which comes from petroleum, which is oil. And it is made up of a silicon chip, which is a product of sand. So technically, you could find a mobile, the ingredients that make up a mobile phone in a desert. You have oil there and you have sand there. But if you were to find a mobile phone in the desert, you would not stop and say, "Oh my, what a beautiful product of chance and coincidence," and pick up and dial a number and call somebody. You would never say that, although it is something that could be there. Similarly, even if you were to find a piece of dung in a green pasture, you would not say, "Wow, what a beautiful product of chance and coincidence. Look how the grass has digested itself and turned itself into dung." You would never say that. Similarly, even now, when archaeologists find the most basic of things, they find a broken piece of pottery in some land, somewhere, while they're digging and excavating the earth, they don't say, "What a beautiful product of chance and coincidence." They will actually go into the details of the civilization, who made it, what were the people like, and what were their habits, cultures, traditions, so on and so forth, just by examining a piece of pottery made of clay, which could have formed on its own as well. But no, they will always say that this piece has to have a creator. Yet, when you look all around the world, you deny it. The Quran tells us, look at the sun, the moon, the stars, the alternation of night and day, the animals, the plants, so many things, so many complex systems, yet you refuse to see the creator there. You see a creator for a small broken piece of pottery or even a piece of dung, but you refuse to see a creator when it comes to such complex systems. Animals living in communities, birds making elaborate complex nests, bees living in hives collecting honey. These are complex systems which to date we cannot understand. Yet we do not recognize the creator. And we learn from these animals and we learn from their communities. But the question is, where did they get their intelligence from? Where are these minute creatures getting their intelligence from? Even the minutest of creatures. So the signs, if you look carefully, are all around us. If you just take the example of the earth and its relationship to the sun and the moon, you see that everything is perfect in order for life to exist on this planet. If the earth was to revolve too fast, there would be a problem. If it would revolve too slow, one side would just roast while the other side would freeze over. The way the planets are traveling in their orbits, the way they are traveling in their galaxies, it's phenomenal. You cannot even begin to look at the chances involved of this being a coincidence. Similarly, if you look at the gases that make up the air in our planet, we know that pure oxygen is poisonous gas. The combination of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, all in perfect quantities. The ozone layer, for example, protecting you from the harmful, cancerous rays of the sun. So everything is perfect, like clockwork. And there is not even a single example or a creation of a human being that even comes close to this, anywhere close to this. Common sense tells us that there is a creator. When you start to look around and you look at all of these creations, common sense will tell you that there is a creator. That where there is a design, there is a designer.